There are times in our lives where we hone our skills, where we learn something, where we gain wisdom. And then there's times that we put that wisdom to the test. You, my friend, are in one such of those moments. A moment coordinated beyond time and space, and one that on some level you had a hand in bringing into your life so that you could have a direct experience of who you truly are. Over the next few minutes, if you so choose, I'm going to share with you some perspectives that are going to help you meet this pressure, this challenge in your life, head on, heart on, spirit fully on, so that you not only surpass this particular challenge, but you set a precedent within your life, marking that this is who you are. This is the accumulation of everything that you have been integrating in your world up until this point, so you can live your version of a flow-based life. I'm Danielle Lynn, by the way. I show up at waypoints such as this with cool cats, such as yourself, who are more and more so remembering just how powerful you truly are. Now, the first thing I'd like to point out is anytime you're attempting to face something, it's very helpful to clear your mind space as much as possible. I'll give you an example. A lot of people will try and find the answer to a problem or a challenge they have by sometimes looking way too close to the problem without giving themselves opportunities to see the solutions that already exist. If you were trying to plant a food garden, but all you had was a slab of concrete, and you kept asking, how do I plant the food on this slab of concrete? You might get some specific kind of answers, but really the question isn't, how do I plant food on the slab of concrete? Perhaps the wider question is, what is the most energy effective way for me to cultivate food, for me to connect with food? What are some of the inspiration and pathways I can take? And as such, instead of focusing on the slab in front of you, you may start to receive inspiration, information. There's a community garden, talk to your neighbor, move, etc., etc. And in relation to what you are exploring in your life, you might consider that whatever it is that you are examining, you might be asking questions that are focused on too narrow of a scope. Now, I bring this up because this encounter that you are facing in your lives, that you are coming head to head and heart to heart with, or you are about to, is inviting you to utilize everything you have integrated and learned as an alchemist, as a teacher, as a human being up until this point. This is not about just trying to get through something. This is an opportunity for you to step forward and through demonstration, through living it, show life. And this is how I am voting to live. And this is what I am bringing forward in the world. This is my teaching. This is what I'm a yes to. This is one of the secrets of this reality, by the way. I often talk about how this is an energetic, vibrational reality. One of the fastest ways to create here is to embody. So when you embody your principles, when you face an encounter and live it from the inside out, you are providing the most powerful material for transformation that there is. And it requires no convincing of yourself or anyone else. It's fantastic. The invitation that you have right now is, if the way that I approach this is setting the tone and the pace for this cycle of my life, then how would I like to step forward from here? It has a different thud factor, right, when we think of it this way. Sometimes we think of approaching the problems and the challenges of like, well, let me just get through it. And once I get through it, I can get to the real living, right? Race through this part so I can actually get on with living. There's a great number of people who have lived that way. I have lived that way at certain times in my life. But what this does is it keeps you in a limbo loop of always living one step removed from the present moment, which I find is counterproductive and counterintuitive to actually living from your power, because you can only ever access your true power in the present moment. All right, let's get into the heart of a few elements of this message. Sometimes I talk about connecting with an inner council. This could be your inner council of archetypes. This could be trusted advisors, authors, teachers, and their personifications within your heart and within your mind's eye. At the time of co-creating this message, when I was tuning in to who I would be speaking with, I was envisioning you, and someone came forward, a archetype, a being came forward, and I would point to Hermes. Hermes the Alchemist. As above, so below Hermes, the Hermetic principles Hermes. I invite you to explore a bit about this character, this archetype Hermes, and see if it resonates within the core of your being, because there is a good chance that this particular teacher is showing up right now to be a psychopomp, to be in support of you at this juncture in your journey. In fact, if you haven't read the Emerald Tablets, this might be an opportunity to do so. And if you have, an opportunity to review them. So that's one of the first things I will say on that. The opportunity you have is to follow a pathway of genuine embodiment, to be in coherence with yourself, heart, gut, mind, to meet the moment, to invite yourself to step forward as the version of you that you want to continue living as, even if it feels a little scary to do so right now. In many ways, this head-on, heart-on encounter, again, it's not about having to fight something or someone, but it is about what happens when you choose to embody your values and who you are in a situation that cannot be manipulated or changed. For those of you who are empathic or empathetic or have deep feeling, you might tend to have been conflict averse. But this isn't about trying to avoid conflict, nor is it about trying to create it. It's about attuning to your core and living what is resonant, conflict or not. But I perceive that you have the wise salt within you, the seasoned salt, so to speak, meaning you have done some ancestral work, maybe a significant amount. You have also done personal work. You have allowed yourself to really seep in, let some wisdom seep in. But now it's time for you to step forward and live and embody through your unique version of life what that looks like. This world is going through a time of seeming chaos and transformation. It is what happens when structures shift and collapse. But one of the ways that we can continue to meet it is not through needing to be frantic or worried or panicked, but when these experiences inevitably come to our door, to go within, to connect with clarity, and to step forward as the version of ourselves that meets the moment with coherence. In many ways, what you may discover through taking this step is you may directly discover where the foundations have been a little shaky, perhaps in your personal life, perhaps in a situation or a relationship. But what it will allow you to do is it will allow you to instigate a deeper transformation. Because when you address structural challenges, then the next pressure time, the next challenge is met with more and more and more ease, because the structure itself is now, well, to use the word, coherent. Can you guys hear these jokers? I'm just curious if you can hear them. I have a whole flock in the trees, playing the kazoos. The other side of this is an acknowledgement that you haven't done anything wrong to be here. So if there's any aspect of yourself that has that feeling, it's an opportunity to transmute it, to expand the field of view that you are viewing this from, and to step forward in a new light with it. The more that you approach life as things are working out for you, things are happening for you, that you are co-creating it, the less you will give your energy away to situations and circumstances that truly do not serve you, that only serve to drain your energy or distract you from the matter at hand. It is not necessary to do that anymore in your life cycle. And this is part of what you are remembering. I might even invite you to look at this moment similar to a descent into the underworld, like a deliberate choice to enter this space in your life. There is absolutely something here that even if it feels like pressure and even if it feels uncomfortable, you are choosing to engage with. If you are feeling a lot of intensity, remember that resting is a key part of the creative cycle. Even though you are invited to step forward, rest is an aspect of the entire journey. Remember that you can balance rest with movement, joy with sorrow, action and inaction. All these keys are available to you, my friend. We have another portal starting here with me shortly. If you aren't already on the Flowbook newsletter, I invite you to sign up if you would like first notification of when that portal opens. You can also check my description link for current opportunities available. And in all cases, I deeply appreciate you, and I look forward to our next connection.